I've been on Arch Linux for 794 days. Can you believe that? And honestly, I've been on it a lot longer than that. And you might be thinking, oh my God, the AUR was compromised. I saw all the YouTubers talking about it. The end of the world is nigh for all Arch users. No, that's kind of just a bunch of hype from a bunch of people on YouTube just trying to farm views. That's just what it is. Let's be frank, I haven't actually run into anybody. I haven't even heard of anybody installing any of these infected packages. Some guy just made an AUR account, uploaded it in the community-driven AUR thing, and not many people installed it. That's my hot take. But frankly, I didn't even care about this because, well, guys, I have 4 packages installed through the AUR. And frankly, that's not even installed through the AUR because I manually install the Synergy package direct. So I really have 2, an icon theme and Brave Origin, and that's just a time zone update. And honestly, if you've got like 10 or 20 AUR packages, hell, your system's going to break anyways. So it doesn't even matter. You shouldn't be using the AUR extensively. That's a whole different video. I've made videos on how to make Arch stable. And this is a pretty stable version. I can continue updating this and it will continue to work forever. So why switch? And it boils down to I'm kind of became more of a developer than a content creator now. I make way more doing everything but make videos and live streams. Frankly, I started crunching the numbers just this past month and I was like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I even bothering making YouTube videos? Why am I bothering doing live streams? It is literally cutting into my development time and what people actually follow me for. Most people are just like, hey, what have you made? Let me show that. And then they'll go out and either buy something I've made or I'll get it from my work, whatever it might be. But my time is better made, better exhausted through making stuff. And Arch changes constantly. Arch is fantastic as a content creator because I get to see the bleeding edge. I get to see and have things break before anybody else. I get my dependencies updated and then all of a sudden some of my compiled software no longer works. So this has happened to me with Looking Glass. About every couple months I have to recompile Looking Glass because a dependency it relies on got updated through a simple upgrade and crap. All right, let me waste 30 minutes of my day, re-update all my Looking Glass, and then do the client host dance and all that back and forth. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm losing productivity time to Arch Linux. Now, having said that, I have loved Arch. I still love Arch. It's a great learning distro. Like if you need to learn Linux and you really want to experiment and try all the new stuff, it's the best. Hands down, love Arch Linux for someone that likes to tinker. But as I become more productive, it's become more of a hindrance than a help. So let's talk about that. Because when I look at it, AUR, frankly, I don't really use, but if you do use it, the correct workflow, I lay this out on my website, christitus.com. You need to be reviewing all the packages you install, look at the build scripts, see what it's doing. If you don't know what it's doing, you shouldn't be using the AUR. If you don't know what the code does, you shouldn't run the code. And that's essentially what boils down in Arch. So probably 90% of the Arch users out there might freak out about the AUR being compromised. Guys, it's going to get compromised a whole much more. As more people come to Linux and they try Arch-based distributions, there's going to be a lot more incentive, and the AUR is a great entry point for a hacker to take control of your computer. So that's one thing that I would mention. But also, Arch is insecure by default. So you got to install a firewall. I highly recommend UFW. You could use the systemd FirewallD built-ins and just enable it, and then you're fine. Where I'm going to be moving to Fedora, which I'll get into that. There's a lot to go over there too. But the big thing with me and Arch, and the reason why I moved on from it, was not any of that, because I frankly know enough to where I know how to secure it, and I also know what to check when I'm using the AUR, so I don't really care. The big thing is having those packages continuously update causes me more problems than it solves. And no longer do I make videos really whenever a package gets updated and breaks things. I would much rather just be on a stable release, have my packages update, have less breakage, which you're going to get with stable releases compared to rolling releases, and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to constantly rebuild. I'll still have to probably rebuild every year or two instead of every couple months. And that's fine. So why does Fedora look better? Why not Debian? Because to me, there's only 3 distributions I'll ever try. Debian, Fedora, Arch. I don't really care about all these other things. I'm not interested in trying your shitty flavor of, well, I installed a bunch of crap on top of Debian or I installed a bunch of crap on Arch. I don't really care. I know how to make and install the things I like to use. I don't really care about your distribution. And that's the end of it. There's those 3, you just get what you like. And I know what I like after using Linux as a desktop for like a frickin' decade now. So let's just first set that out. Fedora is a good in-between between Arch and Debian. Simple as that. Debian's too old for me. The packages are sitting a little too old, where Fedora's between 6 and 13 months, depending on the release. You can get really good updates. You can get newer packages, and it feels pretty darn good. So it's a good in-between Arch and Debian. You get newer packages, but it's not quite a rolling release. So you're not on the bleeding edge. You're just close to the edge, per se. But Fedora is a bit bloated a lot of times, right? A lot of people love talking about, oh, are you installing Fedora KDE or Fedora GNOME or none of that bullshit. One, I don't like Wayland. I don't like a lot of these packages installed. I think KDE is fine for a new user, but to me, it's annoying. I think their software stack that they toss on there is just way too bloated. There's about 80% of the stuff I think is just absolute garbage. Like they still, package in like Contact and Conqueror and all the other KDE apps that I'm never going to use and never going to open. So why do I install them? Same with GNOME. The GNOME's less of a aggressor in that respect, but I hate how it looks. Anyways, I digress. I could literally rant about that for hours. So what am I doing with Fedora? I'm installing Fedora server and then just installing the software I use. That's all I want. I am a simple man. I don't like Wayland, so I'm not going to use Wayland. I'm just going to use my DWM with Xorg, and instead of having Dunst and Polybar and all these other crap that I've done in the past, I'm using QuickShell for everything. It's my notification daemon. It's my app launcher. It's my top bar. Everything's QuickShell and DWM. DWM's about 111 kilobytes. QuickShell's pretty damn small too. Although I will say it is getting bigger as I have it do more things. But I love this setup. I've done it on my laptop for the past couple weeks. I just switched over my main desktop inside to this Fedora type setup. And it's stable. And it feels amazing because I only really have 2 major dependencies. And then I install what else I want on my system. As far as the security goes, I did a whole section on this on the website. I know a lot more people care about security. I'll just say Fedora is more secure by stable defaults, but to a new user, this is going to be annoying. SELinux requires profiles and sandboxing to make sure apps can access parts of the system, and you're going to be like, oh crap, I'm running sudo, but it's not allowing this app through. What's going on? Well, that's probably SELinux in enforcing mode. I don't care too much about SELinux, so, I'm not going to say this out loud. Well, I'll just go ahead and say it. I just put it either in permissive or disabled because I don't really care too much about SELinux. Same with AppArmor. You could do AppArmor in Arch and do kind of the same type of setup. It's not quite as powerful as SELinux, but I digress. And then FirewallD is available by default in Fedora and enabled. So Fedora just has everything kind of secured by default. I end up kind of in the same spot I was on Arch because I disable SELinux and I poke a lot of holes in my FirewallD for my local network here. So take that with what you will. I end up kind of in the same spot, but you should know those are kind of pain points for new users, especially going from Arch to Fedora. I already know about this, so I don't really have that. I just wanted to mention it. And I still love Arch. The big thing about Arch, I wanted to say, I feel like I let everybody down going from Arch to Fedora, but at the end of the day, I need to produce stuff, I need to be productive, and Fedora will just allow me to do that better. But I still think Arch is great for enjoying, if you build your system yourself, I think it's just the best learning ground possible. It also gives you the newest packages. If you're constantly making content about, oh, this newest package came out and it broke everything, Arch is great for that. You can see it. You can read those update news. You can upgrade. You can do all these things so fast. But it also requires you to have backups and understand. It just teaches the user really good practices, I feel, on Linux. Like, I don't regret being on Arch for 3 or 4 years. I think it's been a great tool to learn. I feel like there's a progression that everyone starts on like Ubuntu or some crappy distro that they heard about. And they're like, oh, this is weird. And then they finally end up on Arch and they're tinkering around for a couple years. And then I think they either settle on a stable or a semi-stable version, whether that's vanilla Debian or Linux Mint's a big one for people that don't want to mess around with, or some people like me, I think I will just settle on Fedora because it's a little newer on the packages side of things. So Arch is great, but for me, in my current situation, I'm moving to Fedora. With the big thing here is I decided I'm going to create my own Fedora Spin, if you will, because I just told you I hate GNOME, I hate KDE, and I don't like Wayland, and everything on Fedora ships with Wayland. I like my DWM. So I made my own little spin here. It's an ISO right now. I would not recommend anybody try this unless you're a veteran Linux user, because there's still dependencies that are missing out of this. But I made it a kickstart Fedora server guide. So these ISOs, both NVIDIA and regular, are about 1.15 gigs, supposed to be minimal. It's just installing DWM QuickShell, maybe a few other dependencies alongside of it to give a very minimal Arch-based feel that I'm used to in a Fedora environment. I don't want all the extra bloat. I don't want any of that extra crap. I just want my stuff to work and not have to worry about it anymore. That way I can get back to programming, back to making stuff, and go on with things. So as the great Todd Howard would say, it just works is essentially where I want. And to me, the philosophy behind DWM, it just does the one thing and does it well. And I wanted to set up something very minimal, doesn't require much, but also be on a stable branch that's a little bit newer. And to me, Fedora server does fit that need. And I know I am very much in the minority here. I am not recommending any of you do this. But I wanted to just say, hey, this is what's up. So when you see a video and you're like, what the hell? Titus is on Fedora. He hates Red Hat. Red Hat absolutely made a bastardized version of CentOS and destroyed my first distribution I love, which CentOS 6, CentOS 7, amazing, best distributions ever made, or at least the ones I remember professionally that I started on. And then they destroyed that, and then they tried to do some closed source shenanigans this past, well, it was a couple years ago now, where they tried to lock Alma and Rocky Linux out of the Red Hat source code, which I thought was like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Red Hat? So they're still going to do bad things and push it probably to Fedora. They might kill the Xorg packages. And then I'm like, oh God, what are you going to do then when they kill Xorg and force you on Wayland? Well, the beauty of Linux is everything's kind of open. So if they do that, well, there's other packages. I could do like an Ex Libre and install that server directly on my Fedora, switch all the packages over to it, and then I'm going again. I don't think it'll come to that, but it may. And if it does, so be it. I'm still on a very stable release that's newer, and it just checks all the boxes. And that's what it is. I'm just going to use whatever works best. And for me right now, that best is Fedora.